Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. This verse reveals the foundation of all existence, that everything we see and know was brought into being by God's creative power. It reminds us that our universe has divine purpose and that we are part of God's magnificent creation, not mere accidents of nature. Genesis 28:15. I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. God's promise of presence means we are never truly alone in our journey through life. Whether we face challenges, changes, or uncertainty, this divine assurance gives us courage to move forward, knowing that faithful love accompanies us every step of the way. Exodus 14:14. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Sometimes our greatest strength is found in surrender and trust. When we stop struggling and allow God to work, we discover that divine power is far greater than our own efforts. Stillness becomes our victory, and faith becomes our shield. Deuteronomy 30:19. This day I call the heavens and the earth as witnesses against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life so that you and your children may live. Every day we face choices that shape our destiny and impact future generations. God empowers us with the freedom to choose, but also provides wisdom to choose well. Choosing life means embracing hope, love, and divine purpose in our daily decisions. 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord said to Samuel, do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. True value lies not in external qualities, but in the condition of our hearts. God sees our intentions, our kindness, our faith, and our love. Qualities invisible to human eyes, but precious beyond measure. This reminds us to cultivate inner beauty and see others through divine eyes. 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people, who are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sin and will heal their land. Healing begins with humility and authentic relationship with God. When we acknowledge our need for divine help and turn toward righteousness, we open the door for miraculous restoration, not just in our personal lives, but in our communities and nations. Psalm 1:1-2. Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers, but whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on his law day and night. True blessing comes from choosing our companions and influences wisely. When we delight in divine wisdom and meditate on spiritual truth day and night, we become like trees planted by streams of water, firmly rooted, constantly nourished, and bearing good fruit in every season. Psalm 4:8. In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Perfect peace comes from trusting in God's protection. When we rest in divine care, our sleep becomes a sanctuary of safety, our dreams filled with hope, and our awakening refreshed with gratitude. True security is found not in circumstances, but in God's faithful love. Psalm 9:9. The Lord is a refuge for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble. When life becomes overwhelming and we feel defenseless, God becomes our fortress of strength. Divine love provides shelter for the vulnerable, strength for the weary, and hope for those who feel forgotten. No trouble is too great for God's protecting power. Psalm 13:5. But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. Even in seasons of waiting and uncertainty, we can choose to trust in God's unfailing love. This trust transforms our hearts from anxiety to rejoicing, from doubt to confidence. Divine salvation brings not just future hope, but present joy that fills our souls with celebration. Psalm 19:1. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Every sunset, every star, every cloud formation is a divine masterpiece declaring God's glory. Creation itself is a continuous sermon of divine power and beauty, inviting us to pause, wonder, and worship the Creator who painted the skies with infinite love and artistry. Psalm 23:1. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. In God's care, we discover true abundance, not in material possessions, but in divine love, guidance, and protection. Like sheep who trust their shepherd completely, we can rest in the assurance that our every need is known and provided for by infinite love. Psalm 25:4, show me your ways, Lord, teach me your paths. Wisdom begins with acknowledging our need for divine guidance. When we humbly ask God to show us the right way to live, love, and serve, we open our hearts to receive instruction that leads to life's greatest blessings and deepest fulfillment. Psalm 28:7, the Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him, and he helps me. My heart leaps for joy, and with my song I praise him. God's strength becomes our strength. Divine protection becomes our confidence. And this relationship fills our hearts with such overwhelming joy that we cannot help but sing with gratitude. Trust transforms fear into celebration and weakness into divine power. Psalm 31:24, be strong and take heart, all you who hope in the Lord. Divine hope is not wishful thinking, but confident expectation based on God's faithful character. This hope gives us courage to face any challenge, strength to endure any trial, and heart to continue when the path seems difficult. We are never alone in our hope. Psalm 37:7, be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Patience is not passive waiting, but active trust in God's perfect timing. When we rest in divine wisdom rather than fretting about circumstances, we discover that God's plans unfold beautifully in ways we could never imagine or orchestrate ourselves. Psalm 46, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. God's help is not reserved for emergencies, but is constantly available, like air to breathe or light to see. In every moment of need, divine strength is already present, waiting to transform our weakness into victory and our fear into faith. Psalm 51:10, create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. God offers not just forgiveness, but complete heart transformation. Like an artist recreating a masterpiece, divine love creates within us new desires, new strength, and new purpose. This renewal gives us power to live as we were always meant to live. Psalm 62:8, trust in him at all times, you people. Pour out your hearts to him, for God is our refuge. God invites complete honesty, our joys, fears, hopes, and struggles. When we pour out our hearts without reservation, we discover that divine love receives everything with perfect understanding and transforms our burdens into blessings through infinite compassion. Psalm 73:26, my flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Human strength is temporary, but divine strength is eternal. When our bodies weaken and our emotions falter, God remains our unfailing source of power and our eternal inheritance. This truth gives us courage to face aging, illness, and mortality with hope and peace.